Hello everybody, I'm Mitchell Miller with BlazerTV.com. I'm pleased to be joined by former UAB basketball player, but Blazer for life, Jamarr Sanders. Jamarr, how you doing, man? Update everybody on what you've been doing so far since leaving UAB.
I left UAB. I went overseas for like 3 months, and my agent was still in contact with the San Antonio Spurs, and I decided to come back and play with their D-League team, and we ended up going all the way, winning the championship. I was there on D-League with Squeaky Johnson, and we played in the championship against Elijah Millsap. So it was a real fun, real good experience, and that's what I've been doing thus far since I graduated.
Yeah, and you know, we got the opportunity to see you a little bit in the D-League. Obviously in the finals, not so much, but I remember back in December, we got to see some significant minutes out of you. It was really exciting as a Blazer fan to get you to a lot of people that play over Europe and overseas, you don't get a chance to really see them, but you guys were on ESPN3 and that kind of stuff and on the NBA network. So how did it feel? What does the D-League give you as a player to develop?
It was a very interesting experience. I learned a lot from it. This year for me, it was a lot of ups and downs because when I first got there, I was a starter, playing a lot of minutes. I had a bigger role, but later on in the season, we got a couple of guys. Corey Joseph got sent down. We signed a couple of other guys, and my role kind of decreased a little bit. But all in all, I mean, it was a great experience. The competition level is excellent. It's not as high as the NBA, but it's still you're playing against great competition night in, night out. You get to travel to different cities. So, I mean, it was a great experience and something I can learn from and move forward with.
Now, you mentioned that you got to play on the same team as Squeaky, so that must have been fun to at least talk about UAB. But you guys weren't necessarily on the same team. But Elijah in the finals, you got to meet up with him again.
Oh, yeah.
How was that to talk to him again and get to see him on the other side?
I mean, it was good because, you know, we get to catch up and just talk about reminisce about the old times when we was here together and when we went on that good run, got ranked and stuff like that. So it was good just to catch up and talk because me and Elijah still stay in contact. But seeing him on the other side, you know, it was kind of tough because, you know, he was doing his thing on the other side. But all in all, I mean, we're both competitors, so we're looking forward to the challenge of playing against one another.
Now, obviously, you're here in town now. You were working out, I'm sure, with some of the current players here. What is your relationship like with the current players? I mean, I know that there's a coaching change. It's kind of difficult for them. Some players transferred out. I mean, you guys kind of were seniors leaving, so I'm sure you felt a certain way about it, but they had to stay and deal with it. How do you think they're dealing with it? And you've worked out with them. What's their attitude coming up?
Well, I mean, the only player that was here last year that actually played for Coach David was Rob and, you know, Scotty and Ja'Cory, and Jordan. And I mean, so the rest of the guys, they really, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of new for them anyway because they didn't really get a chance to play for Coach Davis. But I think those guys I just mentioned, they're adjusting to it well. I mean, it's always hard going through a coaching change, but at the same time, you have to kind of be a professional about the situation. It's a business, and you have to realize that you still have to go in and put your work in order to get better. And that's just something I try to let the guys know that they still have to put their work in.
And how much does it help them, and how much does it help you to be able to come back and work out with the guys? I know you were working with Rob a couple days ago or this weekend. And how does it help him, and how does it help you to be able to, you know, come back and play around with those guys and work out with those guys?
I mean, it helps them in the aspect of like I've been there, I've done that, so I know what it takes. And I just try to spread my knowledge to them and try to give them all the little tips I can, how to make it through the season and, you know what I'm saying, the do's and don'ts. And, you know, so just get your mindset really. And from my aspect, it's always good to come back and, you know what I'm saying, to catch up with those guys, to make sure their head right. And, you know, I mean, we're going to be friends forever because we're UAB family, so I'm always going to come back and see the guys.
Now, have you met with Coach Haas yet? Have you talked with any of the coaching staff yet? I mean, I'm sure you worked out here, but have you met with them?
No, I haven't met with any of the staff. When I came in, you know, because they can't come in and watch us play, so I haven't got a chance to meet any of them. I met George Drake, but, you know, I already played with him, so I haven't met any other guys, though.
Which that's kind of cool. I mean, George getting to come back and be a part of this staff. I mean, you know him, so that's good for him. He's local here. I mean, I know he was living here, so it's exciting for him to be able to be a part of UAB.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure because Drake, I mean, he's a hard worker. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to try to teach the guys everything that he know and try to get some better players in here from the Birmingham area, the local area, to get the fan support up some more. So that's always a good thing when you can keep somebody from around on the staff.
So what's going on with you now? I mean, you've gone through the D-League, obviously, and you guys, I mean, the team you were on, I mean, you said you had significant minutes and they got cut with some of the changes, but you guys did win the D-League championships. What are you doing now? What's your plans now?
Right now, I mean, there's a summer league out in Las Vegas from the 13th to 22nd of July. So I'm going to try to, I'm waiting on the phone call as we speak now. Hopefully I'll be on someone's rosters, and I'll go in, just work hard and try to make a roster and try to get invited to a vet camp. And that way I can try to, you know what I'm saying, seal myself on the NBA roster. And so, but if that don't work, then I'll just have to look at my options about going to the D-League or overseas.
There's a lot of options for you. I mean, for a player nowadays, I mean, Europe is getting a little bigger with basketball. So at the very, and Cameron said this too, Cameron Moore, he's actually playing in a summer league, I think, with the Clippers. But he mentioned, if I don't get drafted, you know, there's always a way to go overseas and improve your game. So there's always that backup, right? Today's player.
I mean, you always have to keep your options open. You just can't be sold on one thing because, I mean, there's only so many spots in the NBA and in the D-League, and everybody's out for those same spots, so everyone can't make it, of course. But my ultimate goal is to be in the NBA, put on a uniform. But I understand, you know, I still have a lot of improvement to do, and I'm going to keep working hard at that to try to get to my reach my dreams.
Now, I want to ask you a little bit, because we were talking about it before we did this interview, about the NBA Finals. I mean, how did you feel that was going to play out? I mean, I know you mentioned that you were glad LeBron got his ring, but how do you feel about that whole series?
I think the better team won that series. The more experienced team won. You know, we always have a saying that role players win championships. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, you know what I'm saying, they did their thing, but Shane Battier and Mike Miller, Chalmers, Chris Bosh, I mean, those guys stepped up as well. And for OKC, they really didn't have those role players to step up. I mean, Serge Ibaka and Kendrick Perkins, they did what they were supposed to do, but as far as scoring points, that's not their strong point. So, I mean, they didn't have any role players to step up.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. James Harden in the finals just kind of shut down, right? And Shane Battier had a terrible regular season, and then in the championships, he just went off. So it was very interesting. What are your feelings about the NBA as a fan? I'm sure growing up, you saw the NBA. I mean, how do you feel watching it now that you're trying to get into it? I mean, do you have fans there? I mean, are you a fan of a certain team, or do you just watch it for the game? Or
no, I'm not a fan. Well, growing up, you know, I was a fan. Everyone loved Michael Jordan and the Bulls. And you know, but now it's more of I just watch it to learn and to get better, to pick up on certain things. I watch the best players in the game, you know, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Kobe. You know, I watch those guys to see what they're doing, to try to implement some of that stuff into my game. But now I don't watch it as a fan. I just watch it as a student of the game.
Yeah, definitely education experience. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, you know, they watch it as a fan, and then when they get closer to that point, you kind of shut it off. I mean, probably when you got into college, you started shutting it off as a fan, just looking at it as, I need to be like these guys, right?
Yeah, because in a way, you kind of feel like, in certain situations, you feel like, man, I'm better than that guy, or I could be doing that for that team. So you really can't root for them, but at the same time, you can still be a student of the game, and because you enjoy it, you love the game, and you enjoy the game, so you watch it.
Well, is there anything you'd like to say to the Blazer fans? I mean, I know they wanted to catch up with you and see what you were going on just before we leave here. Is there anything you want to say to them, or just keep looking out for you? Where can they catch up with you, on Twitter or anything like that?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at easy4_, EAZY4_. You can hit me up on Facebook. I mean, I always try to get back to whoever hit me up, you know, my fans or anyone who's just trying to keep in touch. I make sure I keep in contact with everyone. But, I mean, I just want to say thank everyone for all the support here for my 2 years, and keep coming out and support the Blazers.
Well, hopefully we get to see you at a couple games. I don't know what your schedule is going to be like, but, you know, when it comes down to it, hopefully you get to come to a couple home games here for the new season, and we'll catch up with you then. But best of luck, Jamarr. We really hope that you get on the Summer League. I mean, that's really exciting part. It's so short that you really get a time to cycle through players and get a chance to do something. So we hope you get in there.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks for taking that time.